The day I became the most despised man in Crestwood Haven was the same day I seized its greatest power. $500, that's what Evelyn Harper and her homeowners association slapped me with for fishing with my heartbroken daughter. What they didn't know was that I had 4 million reasons to fight back and enough grit to use every single one. If you're sneaking a peek at this story on your phone, hiding in a bathroom to escape another soul-crushing HOA meeting, drop a comment below and tell me where you're holed up. I promise, this tale will keep you riveted. My name's Ethan Caldwell, and until 3 months ago, I was living what most would call the American dream. I'd spent 15 years climbing the ladder in venture capital, cashing out my shares in tech startups for a fortune that let me retire at 42. But life has a brutal way of reminding you money isn't everything. My wife, Laura, lost her fight with cancer last year, leaving me to raise our 14-year-old daughter, Mia, alone. Grief nearly broke us both. The only thing that kept us afloat was fishing our last shared joy with Laura before her health faded. So, when I decided we needed a fresh start, I hunted for a home near water, a quiet place to mend our hearts. Crestwood Haven, a ritzy neighborhood in Pineview, Oregon, seemed perfect. Beautiful homes, top schools, and a pristine 5-acre pond at its heart. The realtor mentioned an HOA but brushed it off as routine yard upkeep, paint colors, nothing major. I should have caught the flicker in her eyes when she said, Evelyn Harper, the HOA president, is passionate about property values. I'd dealt with tough characters in my career. How bad could one neighborhood busybody be? I found out on a crisp October morning in 2024. Mia and I were at Willow Pond, casting lines from a small dock. It was the first time in weeks I'd seen her smile, her eyes bright as she reeled in a tiny perch. Then a sharp voice shattered the calm. What do you think you're doing? Evelyn Harper, late 50s, strode toward us in designer yoga gear, her sleek brunette bob screaming authority. She clutched a tablet, her face pinched like we'd just defaced a monument. Morning, I said, keeping it friendly. Just fishing with my daughter. I'm Ethan Caldwell, moved into Maple Lane 2 months ago. I offered a handshake. She ignored it, tapping her tablet with a manicured nail. Mr. Caldwell, fishing is strictly prohibited in our pond. It's a violation of HOA rules. I'm Evelyn Harper, president. She said it like she was royalty. The fine is $500. Mia froze beside me. There's a mistake, I said, staying calm. The realtor said fishing was a perk. It's why we chose this place. Evelyn's smile was ice cold. The rule changed last month. All residents were emailed. Ignorance is no excuse. She flashed a document titled Amendment to Willow Pond Use, dated 4 weeks earlier. We never got that email, I said. I oversee all communications, she snapped. Check your spam. I can't be responsible for people who don't read. My jaw tightened, but I kept cool. Why the ban? This pond's full of fish. She glanced at our gear with disdain. Environmental concerns. Hooks harm wildlife, and bait smells disturb residents enjoying their pond views. Her tone dripped with judgment. Not everyone wants this mess while sipping coffee on their decks. Something in her eyes, her sneer at our modest tackle box told me this wasn't about rules. It was personal. We're careful, I said. We do catch and release, clean up everything. Her face hardened. Mr. Caldwell, you may not grasp how things work in Crestwood Haven. We have standards. This isn't a public fishing hole. She flicked her eyes at Mia. Newcomers often struggle with our culture. The implication stung, and anger surged in me. Then I heard Mia sniffle, tears welling. This pond was our sanctuary, a place to escape her mother's absence, and Evelyn was ruining it. We'll pack up, I said, wrapping an arm around Mia. Send me the fine and updated rules. Evelyn's smile was triumphant. Good. And check your email, Mr. Caldwell. We don't tolerate misunderstandings. As she strutted off, Mia whispered, Why was she so mean, Dad? I didn't have a kid-friendly answer. Some people love rules more than people, sweetheart, I said. Let's go home. That night, I scoured my email, no trace of the rule change. Digging deeper, I learned Evelyn had ruled the HOA for 9 years. Her day job? Running Harper Estates, a high-end real estate firm. Social media showed her hosting lavish pondside parties, complete with wine and music, no environmental concerns in sight. Most shocking? The pond was a community asset owned by Pinnacle Properties, not the HOA. with a 30-year lease expiring in weeks. Evelyn was secretly negotiating to buy it for her company, planning luxury homes that would shrink public access. The next day, I met Leonard Grayson, a retired lawyer and neighbor, who called Evelyn our neighborhood dictator. Over coffee, he revealed Pinnacle's financial woes. They were desperate to sell assets. Evelyn was poised to snap up the pond for $300,000. Leonard introduced me to Marcus Tate, a former banker who'd tracked Evelyn's selective enforcement. His data showed minorities and new residents faced triple the fines of others, and Evelyn's shell company's Harper Ventures, Crestwood Holdings, swooped in on distressed properties after HOA pressure forced sales. Her plan: control the pond, build mansions, pocket millions. We formed a quiet resistance, meeting in secret at Marcus's house or the library. Stories poured in: fines for holiday lights, pool bans for foster kids, backyard inspections targeting newcomers. Evelyn's tactics were clear: isolate, pressure, profit. I faced mounting fines: $2,000 for weeds, mailbox height, even my garage door's wrong shade. Mia came home crying after classmates, egged on by Evelyn's ally, Vanessa Reed, called us troublemakers. But our coalition grew 30 households strong. I learned Evelyn's empire was crumbling. Her firm was over-leveraged, the pond deal her lifeline. Marcus connected me with a broker, Julian Park, who confirmed Pinnacle's urgency to sell. I offered $350,000 cash, closing in days through Caldwell Ventures LLC. As Evelyn pushed a $50 per month special assessment for pond upgrades, I stayed silent, waiting. The climax came at her lavish pondside party for original residents, excluding us troublemakers. As wine flowed, I arrived with Leonard, Marcus, my attorney, and a sheriff. Seizing the mic, I announced, "I'm the new owner of Willow Pond. You're trespassing." The crowd gasped. Evelyn's face drained of color. "This is HOA property," she shrieked. "No," I said, holding up the deed. "I bought it from Pinnacle." The access agreements terminated. The sheriff gave them 15 minutes to leave. Evelyn's empire unraveled. Caught on camera dumping chemicals in the pond, she faced charges for trespassing and contamination. An audit exposed her misusing HOA funds. Residents turned on her. Vanessa and others resigned. I transferred the pond to a community trust named Laura's Pond, with rules ensuring fair access and conservation. Mia and I hosted a fishing day, kids laughing, families united. As we sat on the dock, Mia smiled. "Mom would be proud, Dad." I nodded. "Of both of us, kid." A year later, Crestwood Haven's a model for HOA reform. Evelyn's gone, her firm bankrupt. I started a scholarship in Laura's name for kids who've lost a parent. Justice isn't about crushing bullies, it's about rebuilding what they broke. So what's your take? Was I right to fight fire with fire, or did I go too far? Should HOAs have this much power, or are they just legalized tyranny? Drop a comment, hit like, and subscribe. I want to hear your stories. Have you faced an HOA nightmare? How far would you go to protect your family's peace?